Hey everyone, welcome to week 11, organized labor, or in other words, union labor. There's some different terms out there for that. Um, Interesting week. So read through the case. There's some different angles to read the case from, and actually in your discussions, you'll kind of have to divide that out a little bit. So they want you to be able to speak to either side 190 or the Baxter side in the negotiation process, and we'll learn a little bit about how that works, whether that be wage negotiation, issue negotiation, complaints in a unionized setting. Some of you are probably familiar with unions. Some of you may work for a union or have worked for a union in the past. There's positives for working for a union. There's negatives to working for a union. Originally, the history of unions were to protect the rights of workers, especially before we had some of the employment laws and things that we have in place now. On the other side of that token, unions now sometimes might get too big, or some people say that they get too powerful. Like I said, there's goods and bads. You hear of teachers' unions, railroads are usually unionized, the electrical union, a lot of industrial and manufacturing type work is unionized, usually for safety. And really the goal of organized labor is to create equal rights. And so we'll be able to discuss that this week. We'll have varied opinions. We'll have different viewpoints. We'll have different experiences that you've all had. So bring that to the table. Let's get underneath it. Unions are very prevalent, it seems, the further you go east in the United States, because that is kind of the heart of the original industrial revolution of our history, and where a lot of that type of work was being done decades ago. So it's a very interesting discussion, and like I said, bring your experiences to the table. I've attached a picture or a slide with some song lyrics to it. It's by a band called Rush. It's called The Trees, and I figured it was a good analogy. It's an analogy between the oaks and the maples who are not getting along, and you'll see in there a little reference to unions, and you get to decide if that's a negative tone or a positive tone towards organized labor. So I figure that was just one good method to help us kind of solidify or understand better what organized labor means. So you can read the lyrics on the slide. I'll also provide a YouTube link with the lyrics and the music if you are into classic rock. It is a little rock and roll style song. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, follow that link and hear the music. If not, read the lyrics, give it some thought, and we'll go from there. As far as how the Lord feels about organization and unity, we know that He asks for unity. He is asking us to seek for Zion. He's asking us to work with one heart. And so, putting those political charge type viewpoints aside, there is power in unity, and we know that as a people, as Latter-day Saints. So I think there's some insight to be had in here. So think of it on all levels. Be prayerful about this, and we'll see what we can accomplish this week. Look forward to talking to you. And as always, if you have questions, let me know. Take care.